Every man has lived this moment, the quiet humiliation no one talks about. You pour your heart into her inbox, while she replies with 3 dry words. You cancel your plans just to be available when she calls, and she takes hours to answer back. You're already picturing the 2 of you together, while she's still wondering if she even likes you. And the worst part? Deep down, you know something's off. You feel that imbalance. You feel her slipping away. And yet, you keep giving more time, more attention, more effort, hoping she'll finally see your worth. But she doesn't. She takes it, all of it, until there's nothing left to respect. So you ask yourself, why doesn't she value me? Why does she treat me like an option when I made her my priority? Here's the truth that hits harder than most men are ready for. She doesn't value you because you've made yourself too easy to have. Nobody treasures what's endlessly available. Nobody fears losing what's desperately clinging to them. The harder you chase her validation, the faster her attraction dies. The more you try to prove your worth, the less she believes it. Because value that needs to be proven isn't real value, but this can change, starting today. The only way to make someone value you is to become valuable. The only way to make them fear losing you is to show them you're perfectly fine without them. Let me break this down. The principle that rewires every dynamic and makes her feel your value without you saying a word. It starts with one thing: reciprocal communication dynamics. Here's the first truth most men never learn. Attraction is built on reflection, not overextension. When you pour more energy into her than she gives you, you don't look devoted, you look desperate. You turn what should feel like balance into a one-sided performance, and nothing kills desire faster than imbalance. This is what I call reciprocal energy. It means you mirror, not chase. You meet her where she's at, not above, not below. If she texts you 3 hours later, you don't reply in 30 seconds like a man waiting for permission to exist. You match the rhythm. You stay calm. You act like a man who already has a life that matters. That's not manipulation. That's calibration. Most men think giving more will make her feel safe, but that's not how attraction works. The more you chase, the less she invests. The more you explain your worth, the less she feels it. Think of human psychology like a scale. When one side pushes down too hard, the other automatically lifts up. You can't force equilibrium. You have to hold your ground until she meets you halfway. I worked with a guy who did exactly what most men do. He sent her novels every night. She replied with "haha," or "that's cool." He was confused, frustrated, and emotionally drained. I told him to stop feeding what wasn't growing. Short replies, no chasing. Focus on his own life. 2 weeks later, her energy flipped. Suddenly, she wanted to know why he felt distant. Suddenly, she was curious again. That's not magic. That's balance. Women feel attraction when they sense emotional tension, not chaos, but challenge. When everything is predictable and guaranteed, curiosity dies. But when you move with calm unpredictability, she starts paying attention again. She starts wondering what you're doing, who you're becoming, and why you don't seem so affected anymore. That quiet detachment? That's power. Reciprocal dynamics is not about playing games. It's about emotional awareness. You're reading her frequency instead of forcing your own. If she calls once a week, great. You call once a week. If she wants to see you twice a month, perfect. That's your pace too. Not to punish her, but to show you respect. Your own time as much as you respect hers. When a man overextends, he communicates one thing without saying it. I'm afraid of losing you. And the moment she feels that fear, She knows she's in control. But when you operate from self-respect, your silence speaks louder than any sweet words could. You're not cold. You're composed. You're not distant. You're disciplined. Most guys project fantasy onto women who haven't earned it yet. They meet her once and already plan the wedding. They build castles in the clouds with someone still deciding if she wants a second date. That's not romance. That's emotional overreach. Nobody treasures what they didn't have to earn. Nobody fears losing what comes without effort. When you mirror her energy, you're not withholding. You're stabilizing. You're creating space for her to step forward, to invest, to meet you in the middle. That's where respect is born. That's where value is felt. Because when you stop begging for connection and start living in alignment, she doesn't just notice the difference, she feels it. And once she feels that shift, everything changes. She starts leaning in. She starts chasing what once seemed guaranteed. Because deep down, every woman wants a man who doesn't lose himself trying to keep her. You want to know the real reason attraction fades? It's not because she met someone better. It's because you stopped being a challenge. You became predictable, always available, always the one reaching first. You gave her the comfort of certainty, and nothing kills desire faster than certainty. Humans crave what's slipping away, not what's sitting there waiting. Scarcity creates focus. Scarcity creates value. It's not about manipulation. It's about psychological reality. When something feels rare, the mind automatically elevates its worth. When you're always present, always texting, always waiting, you've made yourself common. That's why I teach what I call strategic withdrawal. It's not punishment, it's precision. It's about mastering timing, knowing when to pull back so she can lean forward. Not ghosting, not disappearing. Just ending moments while they still feel good. You end the phone call first, not because you're cold, but because it leaves her wondering what you're doing next. You walk away from a date while the energy is still high. You stop texting when the vibe peaks instead of when it dies. You don't stretch the moment until it breaks. You leave her with the taste of, I want more. Most men do the opposite. They overstay every moment. They talk until she's bored. They text until the conversation goes flat. They keep giving because they're terrified to lose her interest. But that's not connection. That's control, disguised as affection. Not silence, but timing. Not distance, but discipline. That's the twist. You're not disappearing to make her chase you. You're managing presence to make her feel your worth. I had a client once who never left first. His girlfriend would literally fall asleep on the phone while he kept talking. He thought staying longer meant showing love. It didn't. It meant he had no boundaries. I told him to flip the script, leave every interaction 10 minutes earlier than he wanted to. Within a month, she was calling him more, asking to see him more, wondering why he felt different. That's not magic. That's scarcity in action. Scarcity isn't about pretending to be busy. It's about actually being busy. It's not about faking importance. It's about having a life that's already full. When your days are filled with work, training, friends, and purpose, your time becomes valuable. Not because you said it is, but because it actually is. When a man has no mission, he gives all his energy to women. But when a man has purpose, women feel it. His time has gravity. His absence has weight. When he says, I can do Thursday or Sunday, it lands differently because his hours mean something. He's not creating scarcity. He is scarcity. That's what separates authentic scarcity from manipulation. One is rooted in truth, the other in fear. Fake scarcity is pretending you're too busy while scrolling on your phone. Real scarcity is when your schedule, your goals, your passions all come first. She's not being ignored. She's being invited into a life that's already moving. And here's the thing. Women respect what moves without them. It triggers something primal. When she realizes you don't orbit around her, she starts questioning her place in your world. That quiet fear of loss, that's what fuels desire. But let's be clear, this isn't a game. It's not play hard to get. It's be hard to get. There's a difference. Playing hard to get is pretending. Being hard to get is reality. You can't fake gravity. You can't fake direction. You either have it or you don't. You want her attention? Stop chasing it. You want her respect? Start respecting your own time. When you stop begging for her energy and start protecting yours, something powerful happens. She begins to earn it. Here's where the loop closes. Remember that emptiness from the start? That feeling of giving everything and getting crumbs in return? Strategic withdrawal flips that script. Now, she's the one wondering where you went. She's the one checking her phone. She's the one feeling the imbalance. Not because you're playing games, because you finally became the man who values himself more than her approval. That's when everything changes. Her curiosity comes back. Her effort returns. The chase reverses. Not through control, through confidence, not through scarcity, through substance. Because when you're a man who walks away from what doesn't serve him, you don't lose value, you define it. And that's the foundation of real attraction. Not dependency, but discipline. Not pressure, but presence. Not chasing her, but becoming the kind of man she's afraid to lose. Here's the next truth that separates men who lead from men who chase. Your mindset decides the entire dynamic. If you live in scarcity, every text, every call, every moment feels like a test you can fail. You measure your worth through her reactions. One slow reply and your mood crashes. One canceled plan and your confidence disappears. You've made her attention your oxygen, and now you're suffocating. Scarcity makes you desperate. Abundance makes you dangerous. The difference isn't money, looks, or status. It's perspective. Scarcity says, she's the only one. Abundance says, there will always be someone. Scarcity waits for her to choose you. Abundance asks, is she worth choosing? Not arrogance, awareness, not detachment, control. An abundant man doesn't chase women because his life is already full. His energy attracts naturally. He doesn't need validation. He validates himself through action. He doesn't talk about purpose. He lives it. That's what makes him magnetic. I had a client once who was lost in scarcity. Every message she didn't answer in 5 minutes sent him spiraling. He thought more attention would fix it. It didn't. It made her vanish faster. I told him to stop waiting for her and start building himself. He joined a boxing gym, picked up guitar, started a side business. Within weeks, his energy changed. Not because of her, but because of him. When he stopped orbiting her world, she suddenly wanted back into his. That's how abundance works. The less you need her, the more she feels your value. You don't create attraction by trying harder. You create it by becoming harder to replace. But let's be real. Abundance doesn't start with dating more people. It starts with building more life. When your days are filled with growth, goals, and genuine experiences, you don't need constant attention to feel alive. Your time becomes a currency you spend wisely. not a donation you give away for free. Most men lose attraction because they lose themselves. They stop doing what made them interesting in the first place. They quit their hobbies. They stop seeing friends. They forget their mission. 6 months later, they're a shell of who they used to be, wondering why she's distant. She fell for the man with direction, not the man who abandoned it. When a woman senses that you've made her your only source of happiness, it doesn't feel romantic. It feels heavy. Neediness doesn't pull her closer. It pushes her away. Because what she really wants isn't constant access. It's consistency of self. Not passion that burns everything down, but presence that holds steady through every storm. Abundance isn't a mindset of pretending not to care. It's the discipline of staying grounded no matter how she behaves. She's warm today. Distant tomorrow? You stay calm. She's affectionate one week, distracted the next? You don't chase the high or panic in the low. You stay focused. That emotional balance makes you rare. Because here's the twist. Abundance isn't about options. It's about identity. It's not having 10 women. It's being the man who doesn't lose himself over one. When you live from abundance, you stop negotiating your standards. You stop accepting disrespect. You stop confusing attention for affection. You stop performing for approval. You start walking like a man who knows what he brings to the table, and that's what flips the power dynamic. Remember this, women don't follow men who worship them. They follow men who inspire them, and inspiration only comes from self-respect. Abundance isn't saying, I don't care about her. It's saying, I care about myself just as much. It's knowing that your purpose existed before she arrived, and will still exist if she leaves. It's realizing that love should add to your life, not consume it. Every man I've seen transform his relationship started by changing his focus. From her to him, from need to growth, from scarcity to strength. That's when everything shifted. His posture changed. His tone deepened. His presence expanded. Because when you're grounded in abundance, you don't chase, you attract. Here's how the loop closes. Scarcity is reaction. Abundance is creation. Scarcity begs, please don't leave. Abundance says, I'll be fine either way. Scarcity waits for permission. Abundance moves with purpose. And when you move with purpose, everything, women, respect, success, follows naturally. Because the truth is, she doesn't fall for your words. She falls for your gravity. You don't have to convince her to value you. You just have to become the kind of man she can't forget. Here's what separates men who attract women from men who drain them. Emotional maturity. Not charm, not looks, not money. Maturity. Because attraction is not built in the chase, it's built in the calm. Most men think emotions should be hidden. They suppress, they pretend, they perform. But emotional maturity isn't about acting cold. It's about staying composed. It's not ignoring your feelings, it's mastering them. A man who can feel deeply yet stay steady under pressure becomes irresistible because he represents something rare: control without suppression, strength without hardness. You can't lead a relationship if you can't lead yourself. When she gets emotional, you don't match her chaos. You become the still point in the storm. When she tests your patience, you don't explode. You respond. That's not weakness. That's dominance through discipline. Let's talk about one of the biggest traps men fall into: the rescue complex. You meet a woman who's hurt, lost, or broken, and something inside you says, I'll fix her. It feels noble, it feels romantic, but it's not love, it's ego. You're not saving her, you're avoiding yourself. You're using her pain as a distraction from your own. Not protection, but projection. Not love, but avoidance. When your purpose becomes fixing her, you've already lost your frame. You've made her healing your mission, and the moment she no longer needs saving, she'll stop needing you. Because she never fell in love with you. She fell in love with how you made her feel about herself. A healthy man doesn't fix. He supports. He doesn't absorb her chaos. He holds his peace so she can find hers. That's emotional maturity. To care without carrying. To empathize without losing balance. To love without losing yourself. And when you start living from that place, get ready, because she'll test it. Every woman will. Not out of malice, but instinct. She wants to feel your strength. She wants to see if your composure is real or just a front. She'll pull away right when things feel good. She'll start arguments out of nowhere. She'll question your intentions just to see if your energy cracks. Most men fail these tests. They panic. They chase harder. They over-explain. They abandon their calm to win her back. And that's when she knows your strength was conditional. But when you pass the test, when you stay grounded, patient, unmoved, everything changes. She feels safe. Because safety isn't words, it's consistency under pressure. One of my clients experienced this firsthand. His girlfriend used to threaten to leave every time they argued. He'd beg, plead, promise to change. I told him to stop chasing peace through panic. One day she threw out the same threat, and he calmly said, "I don't want that. But if that's what you need, I understand." She froze. The energy shifted instantly, because for the first time he wasn't reacting from fear. He was standing in power. She stopped using breakups as leverage after that. The test was passed. Frame control isn't about winning arguments. It's about owning your energy. When you remain calm while others lose composure, you establish silent authority. She may challenge you emotionally, but what she's really seeking is stability. And stability at a giddy isn't built through words. It's built through presence. You don't need to fix her storms. You just need to be the calm she can orbit around. When she's distant, you don't chase. When she's upset, you don't mirror chaos. You breathe, observe, and move with intention. That's emotional leadership, the ability to guide connection through grounded strength. Most men lose attraction not because they lack love, but because they lack composure. They let emotion dictate behavior. They fight fire with fire instead of staying steady. But real power lies in silence, not shouting. Real connection happens when your presence speaks louder than your panic. Here's the loop. Women test you not to destroy your peace, but to trust it. They want to know you won't collapse when things get messy. Because if you can't handle her waves, you can't handle her heart. Not resistance, but resilience. Not dominance, but direction. That's the kind of energy that makes her stay. Not because she has to, but because she feels she's found something rare. So remember, maturity isn't about avoiding emotion. It's about anchoring it. Control your frame, and you control the rhythm of the relationship. Lose your frame, and you lose yourself. Because in the end, a man's real power isn't how loud he can speak. It's how calm he can stay when the world tests him. Everything we've talked about leads here. Independence, the final layer. The mindset that transforms attraction from a game into a natural result. Because real value isn't performed, it's lived. Independence doesn't mean isolation. It doesn't mean cutting people off or pretending you don't care. It means you've built a foundation so strong that no one's approval can shake it. You don't need anyone to complete you. you're already whole. And from that wholeness, you choose who gets access. That's power. Most men live the opposite way. They hand over their sense of self the moment they fall in love. They stop training, stop growing, stop living. Their world shrinks to the size of one person. They confuse attention for affection and call it love. But love that demands you abandon yourself isn't love. It's dependency dressed as devotion, not commitment, but captivity, not partnership, but surrender. You want her to value you? Then become the man whose value doesn't depend on being valued. Build a life that keeps moving whether she stays or goes. The man who walks with purpose doesn't chase people. He attracts those aligned with his path. A man with a mission is dangerous. His time has weight. His words have gravity. His presence shifts rooms because he's anchored in something bigger than approval. His focus isn't, how do I keep her? It's, does she add to what I'm already building? That's not arrogance. That's awareness. That's what makes women lean in, not because they feel controlled, but because they feel challenged. A man who doesn't need her becomes the man she fights to keep. When you're grounded in purpose, you move differently. You stop begging for clarity because you already have direction. You stop chasing reassurance because you already trust your path. You stop performing because you finally understand this truth. You're the prize. Not in an ego way, in a self-respecting way. Your mission might be building something, training for something, creating something. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it gives your life forward momentum. Because when you're building, you radiate ambition, and ambition is magnetic. It says, my life is going somewhere. You can walk with me, but you can't slow me down. That's what abundance looks like in motion. But here's the paradox. The moment you're ready to walk away is the moment people want to stay. Because detachment from outcome creates attraction. When you stop trying to control love, love flows back naturally. When you stop clinging to what's leaving, what's meant for you can finally arrive. That's why independence isn't cold. It's clear. You can love deeply and still protect your center. You can care fully without losing your edge. You can commit without collapsing into codependence. Because love isn't about losing yourself in someone else. It's about sharing your fullness with someone who values it. You want to know the difference between men who get respected and men who get replaced. Boundaries. The man who respects his time gets his time respected. The man who values his space has his space honored. The man who maintains his mission attracts people who respect missions. When you start living by that principle, you no longer chase. You choose. You no longer negotiate your worth. You embody it. You no longer fear loss because you finally understand the truth. You can't lose what doesn't belong in your path. Here's the reframe. Stop asking, how do I make her fear losing me? Start asking, why would I fear losing myself? Because when you become the man who's not afraid of loss, that's when the world starts fearing to lose you. Women, opportunities, respect, they all follow the man who's already fulfilled. So, schedule your week with your priorities first, her second. Protect your time like it matters, because it does. Speak your truth, even if it risks the relationship, because honesty filters out what's weak. Live your mission so loudly that she has to earn a place in it. That's not cruelty. That's clarity. That's how masculine energy was meant to move. Steady, focused, intentional. And when you reach that level of independence, everything changes. Relationships stop feeling like survival. They become addition, not completion. Companionship, not captivity. Partnership, not dependency. Because the truth is this: the right woman will never ask you to shrink. She'll rise to meet your strength. She'll match your pace. She'll respect your mission. And she'll value you, not because you begged for it, but because you became someone impossible to forget. That's how you make her value you. Not through fear, through presence, through purpose, through power. You don't need her to fear losing you. You need to become the man whose absence would be unforgettable. Stop chasing. Start becoming. Because the world doesn't reward the loudest man. It rewards the most grounded one. When you move with purpose, silence becomes power. When you walk in self-respect, people follow. She doesn't fall for your promises. She falls for your presence. So build, grow, lead. Be the man who doesn't beg to be chosen. Be the man who chooses himself. Because once you do, everyone else will feel it. That's not confidence. That's gravity.